Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. You are watching the MFC, the Mobile France Championship, brought to you by, of course, Mobile Legends Bang Bang. And my name is Kronos, and I'm not by myself today. The one who's joining alongside me is going to be the one and only Sasuke. He's this way, of course, and he's awake right now, all the way from India. He's going to be bringing that insightful analysis that we like to see. And as an expert analyst, he's going to be breaking down these games that are going to be there for tonight. Sasuke, how are you doing today?
Thank you, Kronos, for bringing me up to the point, and I'm really excited to see because different regions have a different type of sets, and they usually go for a different types of heroes into the priority sections. Like right now in India, we saw like how things are kind of a twisting. Like they're going to go with the assassin meta right into the grabs for the jungles and also for the gold lane. They have been prioritizing onto the Granger along with the Tyrant, but looking towards to this particular new region, I'm really excited to see what kind of openings, what kind of heroes they are about to spice things up with.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's all about what they're bringing to the table currently, and looking at the fact that it might be a different story for the side of any one of these teams that are taking part, of course, in the French Championship. At the moment, I know you guys can probably hear, I don't know if you can, but the stage has already been set. Today, we are, the first game, of course, as you can see on your screen, was supposed to be Oof versus Miracle Gen. I know we got a lot of Miracle Gen fans out there. Of course, we're talking about the one and only ZL MLBB taking part as the captain of that team. They have Neferia, I think Victor, and they've been an absolute force to be reckoned with, and Oof have forfeited that game, and Miracle Gen will, of course, receive the points from that game. But right now, we are heading into match number 2, which is Stoicism versus JSR. And I think we've seen both these teams compete before at the best of stages. And right now, Sasuke, it's just you and myself. Let's get straight into the ban phase. We can see, of course, the JSR on the red side and Stoicism on the blue. Standard bans across the board. And in your expert opinion, Sasuke, what do you think about these bans that are coming through?
Well, as a second pick, you are bound to ban that Shin because you know that particular hero is really annoying, especially if you are bound to go with the frontliners. It would create a havoc, but a Suyo ban is a really an outstanding, but that leaves a joy in the jungle and also the gold lane options for both the teams to grab it. Even though the Harith is kind of a ban, which leaves the big space for Granger to open the grabs. We know like the Irithil is kind of a perfect counter, but it all depends on how you are delving your draft into it.
Yeah, I think, they're looking probably, you're right, they're probably looking to draft from a different angle as well. And looking at the bans right now, the Harriet's been taken off, like you mentioned, the Suya off the table. We got the Badang that's going to be the first pick on the blue side. So Stoicism trying to cook against an assassin kind of lineup, but leaving the Matilda open, you know it's always going to be a problem, Sasuke.
And guess what? Like Matilda is open, and also the Alpha. Those two pair ups really well. And with the Suyo ban, and probably if none of the teams go with the Joy, it could be a really havoc for blue side. This team's choices, I believe, and they might be in some severe problem at this point.
Yeah, I think, yes, the Granger is a tough one in the gold lane. Banshee has been playing really well, but I think right now if they slot the Irithel in the gold lane, can be picked up quite easily. It's a straight counter to the Granger in lane, has a lot of mobility, can go well against Matilda as well. And I was going to say, along with that, just pop in that Hayabusa, you instantly counter this Granger, you're going to take him down, and that's what they do. They go for the pickoff alongside the dominance from the gold lane.
Well, right now, that both teams are looking strong, but with that Hayabusa blue side is absolutely dominating in this first 3 era because you get that the quad shadow to go to the backline, kill it with the Yogi Shadow kill, and just with the Shuriken or the dashes that quad shadow provide, you are back into the safe area of your own team. And with that, they could have an upper hand in the first phase. But moving on to the second phase of the draft, what do you think like could be a possible ban? Because that Badang is kind of a flex pick. It could be even utilized as well into the roam section.
Yeah, I think the Badang's a really nice pick, flexible indeed. But this alpha, let's not just breeze past it. The alpha is a good pick because it pairs well with the Matilda.
Let them play the
But
hero.
given this
I will be the
situation, I
truth
think
this
Velier
world
just wants to go for a comfort
needs.
pick with this alpha. Not the best pick at the moment because you get kited away by this Iritel. You have the Badang, that'll be a problem indeed. And what could have been an even bigger problem is the Yiv, which gets banned out. So really good ban coming in from JSR. On the other side, the Yu Zhang being banned out because, hey, Sasuke, I know you just popped in, but Soda, I casted the IESF Austrian qualifiers. We're lucky enough to do that. And oh my goodness, Soda, an absolute beast on the EXP lane with this Yu Zhang. But even with him being a beast in the EXP lane in the Yu Zhang, Miracle Gen actually pulled a fast one on him and made sure they were actually able to beat him 1v1. So he is beatable in the lane. You just got to know how to outsmart him. So at the moment, they still don't want to give him comfort picks whatsoever. So the Yu Zhang being taken off the table, the Sicilian, another high ground mage to make sure this alpha doesn't have a hard time. And I'm guessing this other one should be another EXP laner maybe? Or will they take out like a mid laner?
Well, prioritizing too much on EXP laner would definitely leaves the options open to the mid lane as well. But CC is going to be the next target for Soda, as you mentioned. I'm really excited to see because even in spite of those two heroes pan out of the options, we got plenty of heroes available. Like there is a Gatotkacha also, and even a Terizla would work against in these compositions. And guess what? A Phobius might do a trick, even though there's not a lot of blanks in the enemies, but it can provide against the Hayabusa and against this Badang.
It could. Agree to disagree on that part. This Phobius could be good. You need that frontline presence. And yes, that Vengeance helps out as well. But are you really the best pick that comes out of the EXP at this point? The CC being banned out makes it feel like that. But maybe what if they go for like a Uranus? That could have been an even bigger problem for their side. Because if you take a look at it, they have no instant burst from the side of Stoicism. But I like Wolkenstern that he's got his hands on the Selena right now. We saw it against Miracle Gen, not the most lethal, but the Selena does create problems indeed. But on the other side, they got the Xavier, the high ground in the mid lane. They definitely have that Kufra as well, just to dive into the back line, be a problem with that bouncing ball. But Sasuke, they are hovering over the Phobius, and they're probably debating between the Phobius and the Cho because they need a frontliner. Phobius does do the job better. No. Soda's like, you know what, guys? Let me get you someone who can do both jobs better. Let's pick up the glue instead.
Indeed. But the slight drawback I see from the JSR is the lack of crowd control in terms of whole team fight. Like, there is a circling eagle along with the alpha charge. You can dive into the back lines. But guess what? There's a Kufra, there's a Padang. Those two heavy CC can melt down or catch you, hold down a 5-man. And JSR does not have a counter. They need to split out, look for the potential targets. And for this game, particularly, Granger needs to play it very, very safe because there is at least 3 members who's going to dive into him and just mark him down in the whole team fight situation.
True. They gotta find a way to actually catch them and not just be, not just leave them all around. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are here heading into the land of Dawn. Of course, it is game number 1 in this best of 2 series for the night. You are watching Stoicism versus JSR. Stoicism on the blue side, JSR on the red. You can see Kazuya in the jungle with the Hayabusa. And now it'll be a battle of the EXP laners, but you might see Dioxy actually trying to get a little bit of a poke early on. Nope, chooses not to do so, just providing vision.
Well, that is particularly the basic micro you need to gain to your side laners, because with that you can get the vision like where the enemy jungle is going to rotate, and that gives a lot of information. With that information into your hand, you can also predict what kind of next future rotations you're gonna make for your team to benefit. And also, not to mention, both the teams would be looking forward to get that early dominations into their hand, because both the teams, the mid laners are looking for strong, because it's on one side it's Selena, and another side it is I forgot the name, like who is this? Yeah, it's a
Xavier.
Xavier. So even though, yeah, the Xavier needs one or two items to hit that power spike, but again, he does a pretty solid damage though.
Yeah, and speaking of damage right now, meanwhile, they go into the gold lane. They get the poke on towards Kazuya. Actually tries to retribute out of there, but guess what? Spear of Alpha actually able to kite ever so beautifully. Forces the flicker from Dioxy as well. Good jump coming in from the roamer Zertic, and they get the first blood, but they sacrifice him in return. So 1-for-1 trade. Meanwhile, that Xavier is able to pick up another. So upgrade, making sure he's able to upgrade those items much faster in this game. And Volkenstern got he got the kill, but he needs to start helping his team create that space, which they're talking about right now. Oh my goodness, was that fast? That was fast, wasn't it, Sasuke?
Isn't it? And I think like it was within a blink of an eye. I think I actually missed that part. But what exactly happened in the previous team fight, it was way too amazing to watch, because this time it was a Roma for Roma, again a trade-off equally, but Stoicism managed to take it up an upper hand, trying to gain the momentum, and also with that momentum they're trying to gain the upper hand in terms of the turtle area.
That dawning light from upgrade made sure to catch Dioxy. Good, beautiful bouncing ball as well from Zertic at that point. And right now, the turtle's already been started. Oh, you can see Abyssal Arrow trying to connect. Spear of Alpha going in, but at the same time, Retribution comes out on point from Kazuya. He's able to get the Ogi Shadow kill along with the Fish Crack, and upgrade picks up another for himself and is on a killing spree.
My oh my, like both the teams at this point, the battle of retribution was on the point, but with the sneaky hand, Hayabusa managed to secure that, and right now Stoicism onto the driver's seat, leading the game into their advantage. Looking forward for the gold lane, trying to make sure that the Granger doesn't get the itemization he needs to reach the power spike.
Yeah, I think at the moment you can see Abyssal Arrow trying to connect. Wolkenstern gets the quad shadow on towards him. Ogi Shadow Kill comes out, and guess what? He goes along with them as well. The Abyssal Trap was there, but to no avail. They get a beautiful pick off, and the one to fall down, of course, the mid laner that needs to start the play, that needs to make and hit those Abyssal Arrows to get the CC on point. But right now, Zertic might get caught out. Bouncing ball is there. Go for the circling into the back line as well. Soda right now might get caught out. Kazuya getting them so low. He has the shurikens. No quad shadow available at the moment, but Dioxy taken low as well. Winter with the heavy crossbow trying to dish out damage, and uses the sprint as well, able to pick up that kill on the bot side. But hey, Sasuke making a macro play. Kaneki able to clear out the top side.
Well, that is something which a leaner needs to do before joining it, and again he is looking for something to make and turn it over. Like instead, like think of it like in a positive way, like before your EXP lane, I would make sure that this particular guy uses her down, his ultimate, his resources, so that he won't be able to be a much more impactful in the team fight. And Stoicism are on point with 6 kills into their hands for the team, leading the gold into the favor with 3k gold lead.
Yeah, I think right now Wolkenstern was taken low, not able to get anything. Kazuya instantly goes in with the Ogi Shadow kill as well. Catches Bellier, but at the same time, uses the quad shadow, not using the retribution. He could have actually got the kill if he went for it, but decided not to do so. Gets the neutral objective instead, which is a much more of value in this game currently in the mid-game phase, especially Dioxy right now. Trying to get the clear onto the wave as well. Oh, Mystic Field catches 2. To no avail. Kaneki comes in with the Fist Crack. Will he be able to do anything? Yes, he gets caught up by Bellier. He's forced to flicker out as well. Good Spear of Alpha coming through. Abyssal Arrows have been on point. And you know what else has been on point? It's that big Dawning Light.
That's true, that's true. Dawning Light been hurting out right now. It's still taking down the bottom tier 1 tower into their hands. The map control is in the control of Stoicism, and with that they are looking forward to gain more control by taking down mid tower, and that is the big engage now with the Dawning Light.
Yeah, I think it was a good jump coming through with Zertic as well. Really good jumping in, but got No. Oh, Kaneki. He's able to pull off that kill. Zertik right now goes in. You can see Tyrant's Revenge and gets a double on towards Kaneki. Soda looking like he might fall down. Kaneki goes in for a dash once again. Gets caught in the Mystic Field. No damage present yet, but the Abyssal Arrow from Wolkenstar making sure to zone them away. Seems like JSR a little outside their comfort zone, but some way, somehow, Banshee's able to make a trade on the bot side. But they give up a little too much in return. That's the first time they got a tower. Oh, Abyssal Arrow connects. Soda over here trying to go away. Kaneki trying to make a play. Fistcrack coming through. Winter with that heavy crossbow. But the dash is coming from Wolkenstern has been too much. But Banshee, Rhapsody has the Death Sonata. And he connects with the Flicker as well. Oh my goodness. Wolkenstern went in after the Abyssal Arrow connected. Actually catches them. But made at the same time on the bot side. Kazuya able to pick up a solo kill. A pick off on towards Dioxy with the quad Shadow and Ogi Shadow kill.
Oh my god, but this doesn't end. There's a jump coming from the Kukra. 3-man setup along with the Burpatang, connecting 3-man, and Hayabusa with the nick amount of HP and the Shuriken Blades was there to wipe out and clean it off for his team.
Yeah, I think Velier right now not in the best of places. You can see 5k gold lead coming out from the side of Stoicism. They're snowballing really hard. And 10-2 kill score. Seems like JSR are playing a different game. But what is that we're trying to find out? Because they don't have the damage present yet. Banshee has been doing a good job. But hey, Sasuke, looking at the atomization, you think something different or something they could do better?
Well, I don't know, because the Sky Piercer stack onto the Granger, it is quite good, but only if you get the kills. And right now, building that is not good enough, because instead, you're seeing like your team is in a deficient of gold. Building a secondary or a different item would prioritize him, gaining the maximum potential into the damage section.
Yeah, I think at the moment as well, they're trying to find some sort of answers, right? They need to find an angle for the pickoff, and you can see instantly right over here, they get the orange buff steal. Velier goes in with the Spear of Alpha, gets caught out. Ogi, Shadow kill, Dioxy, what are you thinking? Trying to run away, but the Mystic Field catches him at the right time. And oh my goodness, they are not able to find any way to get out and get any sort of advantage.
The first lot itself, without any contest, being handed over to Stoicism at this point. And believe, like, with this first lot itself, they have the power, they have the potential to at least take down 2 of the inhibitors away from JSR, and this could be very fatal to them. And again, a beautiful engage.
Zertik caught him, Soda, right at the edge as well. Quad Shadow connects. He can go for the Ogi Shadow kill, and he does. He catches one. They want to get the other, but Kazuya, he will go down. No, he doesn't. Oh, he just survives with the slightest bit of HP. And look at Kaneki. He just wants to go into the base, and he flickers out. He's able to get out of there as well, adding insult to injury. What a taunt coming in from the side of Stoicism.
Oh, that could be very fatal, because you know, the damage right now from JSR is not up to the point. But again, if they execute it very well, they do have or they do stand a chance. But the right question is, how are they going to defend against the Marching Lord from the top? And the inhibitor from the mid is just decimated at this point.
Oh, the Lord marching on the top side. You can see, oh my goodness, what a Tyrant's Revenge Rage combo. He catches 4. He gets all of them except Wolkenstern. They should be able to end right now. That was a beautiful play coming in. Kaneki as well, taunting them with those recalls, and JSR can't really do anything. This has been a one-sided match, a dominating game coming in from the side of Stoicism, and oh my goodness, what a way to call a victory, because that was absolutely nuts. think at this point, the way that they've been going around it, it's been a absolutely good one-sided affair, of course, for Stoicism, but JSR not getting the better of that trade. So at the moment, game number 1, Sasuke, you saw what it was. It was a complete snowball, right? An absolute bang on the doorstep, and the next thing you know, they can't really do anything. But right now, we're heading into game number 2, of course, soon enough. Seems like there was an issue with the lobby. They probably didn't swap the, they wanted to maybe swap the players, or probably swap in the, the sides. So they started it, they stopped it, and at this point, looking at the French meta, Sasuke, how has it been?
Well, I think like they could probably go around with the Diggy meta, because like you saw a previous match, a Diggy could be a viable option just because you could actually nullify from all of the CC being thrown apart from that Kufra along with that Padang. Now listen to me. This can only work in a team fight situation, though like you need to swap a lot about a bit more. Like a Matilda is a good option, but their whole priority was engage the backliners, and how would you protect the enemy from the incoming threat from Kufra and this Batang. But because those two were the main threat, and they are just jumping over whoever they get it, and Batang was always there constantly looking for a perfect opportunity to grab 2 to 3 members perceptually for GSR and just beat the punch out of them. And the Hayabusa was way too sneaky, so a little bit, you know, changes into the draft could actually work for JSR. Coming back to the point where I mentioned that Diggy, like, yeah, you could just get a Barats or maybe a Basha into the jungle, and also a tanky EXP laner, or just a backliner. And a Diggy would be a viable option because you get the 2 tanky frontliners and a Diggy to just nullify those effects. And you got 2 of the backliners to just zone your team, though.
I mean, I agree with the fact that you can go with the Barats in the jungle or the Baxia. Yes, that would be better. I think the Matilda was a great pick, of course. You just needed to kind of swap in the jungles. Because if you pick the Diggy over there, we'll have a harder time in the gold lane, because they have a lot of poke coming in from the side of Stoicism. So maybe we can agree to disagree. The Diggy, yes, it's a viable option. I just think maybe not in this scenario. But of course, it comes down to the execution at the end of the day, no matter what the draft is. And JSR, regardless of what draft they would have gotten, looks like they were not able to execute it at all. So at the moment, I think since game number 1 has been a one-sided affair, just a matter of time till we see what game number 2 is all about. And if we're able to do that, then it will be a great game. Seems like they're having a few issues within the lobby, of course, folks, so don't worry about it. We are here to help make sure that every team has no untoward advantage. Of course, to make sure you know what game you are watching, you are, of course, watching Stoicism versus JSR. That is the game that you're looking at. Game number 4 was, of course, the Oof versus Miracle Gen. Oof actually got gave a forfeit that game, because I'm not really sure why, but Miracle Gen was able to come up with a victory. I mean, to be honest, who are we kidding, guys? They would have probably won the game. Just not sure, guys. It would have been a good competition to watch out for, but Miracle Gen, Sasuke have been undefeated. Indeed, and I think both the teams are ready to rumble, Sasuke, and I think an exciting time to be a part of course, the Mobile France Championship, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think this time Team GSR might be looking forward to ban that Hayabusa, or maybe just grab it, or maybe the Badang, because those two were the playmakers. And not if not Badang, I think like they might be just beat themselves to the defeat again, because Badang right now, the amount of CC and the amount of vision he provides, either in the XP lane, also into the roamer position itself, is way too phenomenal at this point.
Yeah, I think, but also, he is kind of phenomenal indeed. You know, kind of going in, and he's very flexible. But let's not forget, he did get hit with that nerf hammer, right? He did get a nerf into the cooldown, especially, and his defenses as well. So after that cooldown, I just think he might not be the best pick. But of course, like you mentioned, you know, he's great. He is a good viable option. It just comes down to the execution at the end of the day. So the meta is ever shifting all the time. So only time will tell if we are getting into that phase or not. So of course, right now we are heading straight away into the band section of this game. You can see JSR on the blue side this time against Stoicism, who are on the red.
An interesting ban coming already from the side of Team JSR, the Hayabusa. The perfect assassin they need to look out for right now has been banned off for the first phase itself, and right now they could also go for the Badang if they want to, or they could actually grab it for themselves. But right now, I think Team Stoicism, they might be going for that Zushin ban since they are bound to, because it's a second pick for them, or they could just gamble it in such a way like give the enemy Zushin and then we could take two of the meta heroes into our hand for the grabs.
Yeah, I think they got to make sure they make those trades right at the moment. The Hayabusa, the Suyo being banned out. They take out the Badang as well, who has been an absolute problem that we saw in game number 1, like you mentioned, Sasuke. But on the other side, the Hilda, as well as this Matilda being taken. Hilda Matilda being taken off the table. And of course, you cannot leave that Zushin wide open.
By lantern's light.
Well, what else this opens to? There's a Harriet, there's a Granger, there's a Joy, and that is the Alpha also. And not to mention those two tanky heroes, which also works into the versatile position, the Hylos along with the Gatotkacha.
Yeah, I think the Hylos Gatotkacha would be really great first 2 picks, but given the fact that the CC is left open, maybe they could slow it down a little bit. Probably go for the Matilda Gatotkacha over here. I think would be better, just because you can go for the Gatotkacha's AOG into the back line straight away when the Harriet drops his Zaman Force. So the Gatotkacha, definitely a good ban, but they opt to go for the Phobius instead, of just being an absolute monster in the front line every time the Harriet dashes around. But you agree, right, Sasuke? I think we both... Oh, you know what? Sasuke, 1 point to you, 0 to me.
Among the planes exists
it's okay. Everyone lost to my Sharingan eyes. Like, I can see what's gonna happen, in particularly for the draft phase itself. So don't get too hard on yourself. So.
This guy just breaking hearts out there, Sasuke, with his Sharingan. Just make sure he doesn't look at you guys. You're gonna be caught in his, in his Genjutsu. But at the moment, they get the Hylos, they get the Phobius, a beefy front line indeed. So they definitely want to get and lead the charge and have extended team fights. But we've seen this before, haven't we, guys? We've seen this before. Wolkenstern gets his hand on a controlling mage like the Eve. And now with the pickoff as well coming in from Dioxy with this Cho, they're looking for problems, and they want to create it for the other side, of course.
Well, the first 3 picks from the side of Team JSR looks quite promising, but it is all on the controlling and the attacking terms. For right now, what they need into the jungle, along with the, EXP or the roam position, is like to defend the backliners, or maybe some more crowd control for themselves, because right now I see no options any to defend against the Hylos and also the Phobius, because the glorious pathway would be a trouble for themselves, also for the Harriet and also for EU, because with that anyone could reach to EU with the glorious pathway.
Yeah, I think yes, the glorious pathway would be good. The Moskov is a good pick as well. I think has the good potential to solo somebody, and they see that the CC was a threat. They ban it out instantly, making sure they don't give it away on the other side. But the Xavier, yeah, you know what, Sasuke? If you take a look at the bans from JSR, 3 of the bans coming in from the first game, right? The first game of Stoicism and Hayabusa had the Xavier, had the Badang, all 3 being banned out. Respect being shown across the board. And I think JSR need to find an answer against Stoicism, which they have. But this Moskov can be a problem, like you said.
Well, that's true, but for the final pick from the team JSR, I'm excited to see like whether they will be going for a jungle ban and that to be specify an assassin, a fanny or link because I think Team Stoicism they are more into the
Time to
assassin kind of
drop
a
the beat
jungle
of the flash.
rather than going
Is
for a
paid.
fighter jungle.
Assassin rather than a fighter for JSR. Yeah, they could go for a pick off. Right? I agree. They could go for a pick off here with this Cho. But I'm just thinking, like, what are the assassins that are kind of left open? You have the Nolan, you have the Hayabusa that's been taken off, and the Suyo's gone as well. The Joy is gone off the table. The Alpha is the only one I can see kind of left open. Not many answers in the jungle at the moment for both these teams. They still opt to go for the Sicilian. They're hovering over it. I think just waiting to get the jungle from JSR and kind of counter it. Maybe match the speed. Oh, how could we forget? How could we forget?
Fanny, the little birdie who loves to roam around with steel cables, the assassin, so perfectly executed in the early game that the damage is literally insane with the steel cables and cutthroat combinations. The squishy heroes like Moscow and right now the Sicilian would be its prey.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be a problem on the side of upgrade, of course. But hey, Soda opting to go for the Grok. We haven't seen a Grok in the EXP for a long time, and I think this Grok will definitely be a problem. Only time will tell. Let's find out and take a look. But hey, are we gonna see it? Assassin versus assassin. Fanny versus Lancelot. Flying Birdie versus the Swordsman. But I don't think the Lancelot's the best pick over here, though, is it?
Should petals fall?
Well, it's not, but what else can you go right now? Like you could probably go for the alpha, but alpha against a fanny. There's no way like you're gonna catch it or do something. But I think a Ling or Lancelot would have certain aspect for catching it, or also probably going to the back lines and disturbing it.
Yeah, I think it could be, you know, just try, like you mentioned, probably using the Lancelot to go to the back line to disturb. Same thing with the Fanny as well, but only time will tell if it's going to come out on top, because right now, taking a look at, you know, taking a look at the fact that we are probably going to see a good game come out for both of them. I still think right now with the draft, JSR probably have the upper hand in the early phase of the game. But come mid to late game, yeah, the Sicilian and this Moscow are going to be absolute monsters, Sasuke.
That's true, but there's only one question which been, onto my mind, and that is, will Grok will be building a damage build, or is it going to be a semi-tank, semi-damage, or it's going to be a full tank cost? With the damage, it has one-shot potential. No matter the target, he can also one-shot the Lancelot itself with the damage build. And just roaming around to the walls, it gives him the physical defense, though, which could actually work against most of these heroes except for Sicilian except for Sicilian. That's it.
Yeah, I think only a matter of time till we see how the Spanish is gonna fly around in the Land of Dawn. Of course, gonna be a problem. Diox trying to provide the vision towards his team. You can see in the goal lane the bout for the survival. The goal lane is what the key is. You can see he's frozen the waves as well, but right now Verrier might not be having the best of times, and I think they've swapped it over, Verrier from the jungle into the gold lane as well. So hey, that's good coming in from their side, but taking a look right now, they're trying to get the Pokemon towards him. Ring of Punishment. He has the Synchro Fission, of course, to dish out the damage. But here, will they be going for a pickoff? No, they don't. Quiet early game, Sasuke. A quiet early game.
But at this point, Team JSR needs to respect it, and Stoicism winning the game, they need like what kind of trap they are playing on. Oh, again a Fanny, looking for a prey, looking for a kill, but a Flicker coming into handy. That is a big resources being used right before the turtle.
Yeah, especially as an EXP laner, right? You want to be going in as if you are that Phoveus, and now without the flicker, you're going to think twice. Of course, Soda doing well to make sure he doesn't trade a lot of HP before the turtle is up. Same thing with Banshee. There's just buying some time. Forcing that flicker out of Kaneki might be good and expensive resource.
Well, the best part about it is like both gold laners are right now dishing and dashing damage. The fight has been taken, but Moscow seems to be in the upper hand. But look at the JSR. They are also going it. The battle of retribution come into the hand. It is exactly Fanny who managed to steal it a lot.
Yeah, I think it was a good steel cable cutthroat coming in from the Fanny as well. Banshee doing really well over there. The knock-up from that show, making sure that he doesn't get that retribution on point. But right now, did he steal away the orange buff? Yes, he does! Oh my goodness, he actually stole it away from Kazuya. Grand Theft Orange on the board, ladies and gentlemen, in the MFC. Game number 2, JSR versus Stoicism. JSR steal away the orange buff 2 minutes 55 seconds into the game.
Oh my god. JSR right now with this defender's place into the driver's seat. In the previous game, it was the Stoicism. It seems like Kronos, like there's gonna be glitch into the matrix because whoever the blue team is dealing the damage and leading the early game, and again with the diamond force along with the glorious pathway.
Oh my goodness, they're trying to dish out quite a lot of damage, but the RWM comes in from Wolkenstern on point to try and zone them all out. The way of the dragon on towards Kazuya to make sure they try and push him away. Don't give him a kill. Really well played from the side of JSR. Been patient, calculated, making their moves slowly in and around the map.
Indeed, but that was quite good disengage coming in from Stoicism, just enabling, like they are not prepared and ready for the fight. But Fanny again looking for a kill with the steel cables. He gets his prey. Moscow this time going into the death.
Yeah, at the moment, I think they're trying to find, trying to find an advantage right now. Slowly looking at it from the gold side, you can see being protected quite well as well. They want to get that gold shield down. Zyrtec is here to try and spoil the party with upgrade. Here comes the Spear of Destruction. They catch Dayak's Spear of Misery is there. He's trying to dash out of the way as well. Have the flicker away of the dragon. Doesn't want to commit just yet. Will he get caught out in Sanguine Claws? No, hey, he's able to get out. This Cho has been slippery all game.
But the second turtle is up and looks like it's going to be a free and contested for Stoicism because Lancelot is doing all in his might, but there is the wild force, a wild charge perhaps, but again, oh, retribution connecting down, and it is always Team Stoicism, the Lancelot stealing away with the perfect retribution.
Yeah, they're trying to steal it away. Of course, you can see Winter has made his way as well on towards the mid side, making their presence felt. Yes, they are down by 3 kills, 1k in gold, but you can see that they're making their moves in and around the map, making sure that they understand who they're going against and making their presence felt compared to game number 1. So at the moment, JSR seems like they be between a rock and a hard place. Oh, punctures his way through. Vengeance comes out as well. Zaman Force was dropped, but too little, too late. Upgraded with the damage from behind. Kazuya just shing his way. But guess what? Banshees, they're flying with those cables, able to pick up a double kill, make that a triple. Should be quite easy, and yes, he does. It could be a possible maniac. Winter is the one that's there, but Winter gets taken down by Soda, and judging by that, Sasuke, I feel like Soda is going for a damage bill on this Garak. Of course, Way of the Dragon connects at the same time. Infernal Pursuit, but to no avail as he will get taken down. Another kill to the hands of Soda.
Oh my god, the damage build Grok is way too insane, and we can see the itemization is already on to the point where he might be going for that malefic, not a malefic roar, but the blade of the heptasis, and along with that, perhaps the malefic roar gain that extra physical penetration, and that would be too dreadful for the squishy heroes.
Yeah, I think right now he did go for the Sea Halberd though. And let's not forget, Grok, his physical defense does scale with that physical attack that he gets, right? But at the moment in the mid lane, Wolkenshire might get caught out. Here's the way of the dragon that could connect, but RWM is there. Kazuya might catch him off guard. Phantom execution to seal the deal. Monster kill on the bot side as Banshee is able to get 1 kill. Upgrade coming through, trying to salvage something at the same time. Dioxy has been slippery. His engages have been on point. Wolkenstern mispositioning himself, gets taken down.
But look at that, Harriet trying to take down the tower in the bottom lane, but seems like he decides the threat, like the enemy is near to me, and that is true. Lane start trying to go for the turtle, which could be up for the grabs, and with the retribution, he takes it without any hesitation.
No hesitation, of course. Lancelot able to secure the turtle, and I think you can see, even though they're not having the upper hand, they have the control of the map right now. After the drop into Zaman Force, they go in with the glorious pathway, gets taken down. Of course, the Harriet, the Février not having a good game. A Banshee wanted to go in, but here is the way of the dragon that connects on towards Kaneki. He gets taken down, and guess what? The side of Stoicism start making moves around the map. They get the bot lane tier 1 tower. Even though they're behind in gold, they are still making their presence felt in and around the map.
You talk about behind gold, but look at that. How much gold difference is that? Like just 700 gold. I mean, that is way too insane. Even though the scoreboard is into the favor of Team JSR, and perhaps the map control was too, but with 2 turtles into the grab of Stoicism, they are back, and also with those 2 towers which they took right now. Fanny needs to be looking for that 3 plays for this point though.
They're trying to look for it. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Vélier went for the Zaman Force, trying to get the kill on towards Kazuya, but he is quite a slippery one with this Lancelot, of course. After cracking open the mid lane, hey, the gold lead is almost even at this point, and finally, another top side. So even though they're behind on kills, even though they're behind in gold, they found a way to make a comeback by making macro plays in and around the map. Oh my goodness, Banshee went in, but a good wild charge connects as well, but the Infernal Pursuit just doing away too much. Winter with that Purify able to survive at the moment. SOD connects, but Wolkenstern is not able to make the play because the side of Stoicism find answers, and really well played from their side.
Oh my god, the moment they realized that Harriet is not in the fight, they went with the full-fledged damage, aggression, because they had the Moscow into their hands, and knocking down the Fanny was the main priority, and the Phobias, he did a perceptual job in succeeding that. And with that place, they managed to take on the upper hand into that previous fight. And again, with the glorious pathway, they might be going for this place again.
Oh my goodness, a Banshee just got decimated right there with the Thorn Rose and everything thrown at him. I think the Lord has already been taken down. They're marching down the top side with this perfect connection that coming through from Stoicism, taking down one turret after another. They might be looking to take down all the tier 2s, of course. And if luck is on their side, if they're well calculated, it could possibly be an end as well.
Indeed, but what could be the change for Team JSR right now? Because they had a pretty good early start, and right now they are not looking into the very good shape. Though perhaps they could just, utilize the Fanny to go for the split push and rather prioritize the Harriet into the team fights, because right now they need the gold lane damage, the power spike that Harriet has into the team fight section, because the previous 2 team fights didn't go as planned for Team JSR.
Yeah, I think it definitely wasn't planned, and they were ahead. They just didn't know how to convert it into a one of those turret structures, and not able to take advantage of their situation. So really well played from Stoicism. JSR need to find an answer, because the Fanny was snowballing pretty well, but just not able to do so. But yes, need to find answers, Sasuke. But I think at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just catching the stream, of course, you are watching the Mobile Legends France Championship. And if you want to watch the French stream, you can head on towards Twitch. You will find it, FFJV. That's the name of the channel. You will be able to catch them. And if you're just joining us, it a 1-1 in this best of 2 at the moment. So here we are back again in this game. Will it be a 1-1 or will it be an absolute one-sided domination, making it a 2-0 once again? Only time will tell at the moment. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, my name is Kronos. Alongside me, joining me is, of course, Sasuke. And looking at game number 1 and the start to game number 2, Stoicism looking to have a repeat, aren't they, Sasuke?
That's true, but again, right now, even though they were not having a good start, Stoicism did manage to come up and change the tides into the favor with those last 2 team fights. And right now, the Lord could be coming up anytime sooner. And with that place, with that map control they had into their hands, it could be an easy Lord for themselves, unless and until Team JSR they go for a tactic to turn the tides into the favors, make sure they get the Moscow out of the hands, and also need to consider the factor that they need to look out for the phobias, because right now no one can kill the phobias unless and until there is the choke which is connected the way of the dragon onto him.
Yeah, only a matter of time till we find out. Of course, will that be the case? Will that be the scenario? Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're back after the pause in the game. The Lord marching down the top side. Tier 2 in the top lane should be taken down. Tier 2 in the bot side as well. Looks like Février wants to go for the defense. Oh, way of the dragon connects on towards Winter, but he has to purify. Here comes Banshee with the steel cables as well. Zyrtec goes in with the glorious pathway, making sure Winter can retreat ever safely. But Février right now has the vengeance popped as well. Gets taken down by the bat impact. Really well done from the side of Upgrade, as well as the rest of the team of course, Stoicism. They get the top tier 2, looking to take down bot now, and the next target should be mid lane. Right, Sasuke?
Right, that's very true. And Vampire is already online and is trading out blood from that feline cat had at AK. But oh my god, that quick dash is coming in from the hands of Lancelot is really commendable. But what kind of play was that?
He was just trying to flex, Sasuke. He was just trying to flex his fast hands, those fast fingers, of course, with this Lancelot, trying to go in, try to go out. You guys want a highlight moment of the MFC? Kazuya gave it to you right there. The shing, 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 shing kind of play. That's what I like to call it, Sasuke.
That's quite doable though, because I like to call it that too, unless and until I came up with something fancy name though.
Hey, I don't know about the fancy name, to be honest. The only thing that's got to be fancy right now is that RWM, right? Volkenstar needs to drop that down at the right time, and I feel like it might be something that they need to time to perfection with that wild charge and a good knockup coming in from Dioxy, because the Purify from Winter is what causing them trouble. So he's 1-3-3, not the greatest of KDAs, but he's able to make moves around the map, and you can see he has been farming up really well too.
That's true. He's farming up really well. That could be a bit severe for Team JSR right now, because Moscow into the late game era is really, really dreadful, and you don't want him to be or mess with him into the late game era. But right now, oh, that could be a potential gank. But seems like Team JSR try to go with it like we are not ready, and like just pull on the wall in a defensive way though.
Yeah, I think at the moment, oh, you can see the conceal coming out. Dioxy wants to go in, but gets caught out. At the same time, Banshee will get taken down. The Moskov is sitting pretty in the back line. They get the retribution on point as well. Glorious Panther to slow him down. They go into the SOD. Zaman forces drop down. Février might get taken off. All 5 moving as a unit for the side of Stoicism, and JSR will have to run away with their tails tucked between their legs.
Oh my god, 1-4-0, and again a lot into their hands. That was way too brutal. The Fanny, she was always there, but there was no CC, so it could land, but it was a way back around. There was a ton amount of CC being laid upon to the Fanny, which neglected it to perform a perfect retribution and steal it from the enemy grabs.
Yeah, I think at the moment they're looking to sink all the waves. This could be the possible end the final push that they're looking for the side of Stoicism. Dioxin, he needs to make the perfect play if he really wants to do so. They're slowing down the push of the Lord as well, but to no avail. The Lord crashing down the mid lane, making sure he gets that inhibitor. They're trying to drop it down, but RWM on towards the top side. Wolkenstern misplaces it. Maybe, maybe not. They buy enough time to actually clear the wave. The Lord is taken down in the mid lane as well. But now crashing at the base. Nobody's focusing on the Lord. Already half HP. With the next set of minion waves, they could actually possibly force an end. As you can see, they want to go for it. Kaneki buying enough time. Soda and Villiers have to back off. And yes, on a killing spree, Winter taking them down one after another. No minion waves left at the moment, so they will have to back off. Kazuya able to get out of harm's way. And oh my goodness, they're trying to find an end angle. And he wants to go in. Has the recall taunts coming in once again. JSR get completely wiped out in game number 2, making it a 2-0 domination from the side of Stoicism. Because that was a good game number 2 from the side of Stoicism, being a dominant in and around the map, not giving control to Wolkenstern, not making sure Soda didn't get any space. Banshee had a good game with the Fanny, but unfortunately had to bite the dust. It was a good early game. They just weren't able to make moves around the map, and that became a problem, of course, for the side of JSR. And really well played coming in from really well played from the side of Stoicism, and they pick up this victory, make it 2-0 in this game. And you know, for tonight, that's me, Kronos, and Sasuke. Sasuke, how did you like the French meta?
I mean, like, that's pretty good, but you know, a little bit workout for the team DSR. I think like the mage positioning itself could be work a bit better, so that they could use the RWM into their utilization more frequently. But Stoicism, they are on a different level, not just because how they played, they perform exactly and executed it so well. They know like what kind of heroes do what, and they use that advantage into their hands to gain the advantage into their hand in this particular game.
Yeah, I think they definitely did. They tried to find answers on the other side, but oh my goodness, the way that it was a complete one-sided story. They just didn't find any answers, and we're probably going to be catching them tomorrow as well. And but what do you think JSR could have had to do a little better to make sure they could come up with a victory there?
Well, first point, the mage positioning itself into the whole team fight section, because you know Hylos only use his glorious pathway when he sees like Eve being spot in a bad position, or when their RWM is being popped off. Just and only then he uses his glorious pathway to engage to the Eve, or just to disengage his whole team to a safer point. That is a big spot. But Eve, on the other hand, whenever he sees the enemy, he used down his skills and just utilize the ultimate, the RWM, which is the main priority for his whole team to get the control point of that particular fight.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to get a little bit of control next time JSR when they play again. And that has been, of course, the one that they need to watch out for. And they need to find an answer. If not, it will be a difficult one for them to deal with, because JSR, given the fact that they are trying to play in this competition a little further, it will be a different story, of course. But at the same time, right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty excited for tomorrow. I hope you are as well.
Definitely, because I really want to see like fan favorite, or you're just saying the miracle gen, how exactly they say, how exactly they play. Because right now, two of the teams, Team JSR and definitely the Stoicism, they put on a greatest fight I could ever watch, like I could ever witness into this French region.
Yeah, I think at the moment, let's just wait and see what we bring in store for tomorrow, of course. But for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that will be all from the Mobile France Championship. My name is Kronos. Alongside me, the one and only Sasuke, of course. We'll be calling it a night. Stay tuned. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Have a good night if you're watching the French stream, of course. And if you're watching the other streams, make sure, like, subscribe as well. So make sure you catch us tomorrow. Have a good night, folks.